whilst I'm having my cup of tea, I'll show you a quick 360 of where we are. Dusseldorf is actually just behind you there, and we're on the edge of this nice little housing estate. Got a sports ground just behind. We've actually come here to meet one of our subscribers. We actually went around Dusseldorf last night, had a wonderful night, thank you very much. Yeah, it's a perfect location for a couple of nights stopover, visiting friends, and to do a little bit of DIY. But yeah. So this is a standard motorhome style plastic skylight. Dometic / Seitz I think produce these for the motorhome caravan industry in the UK. We've had this in now for around about 7 years, so it's done a great job. However, I've never really liked it, couldn't really afford anything better, and obviously the security on these windows are non-existent. So today it's time to change this for an Outbound skylight, which is double glazed glass, fiberglass construction, so much better. It's not a straightforward job, this one, because we've already got the hole cut out to this size. So this means I've got to adapt this to suit the Outbound window. So stick around today, and whilst we're here and parked in a nice spot, we're going to fit this window. So the skylight, what we've gone for is a DR30, which measures 600 by 500. It's a fiberglass construction, double glazed unit with a slight tint in the glass as well. The kit comes in 3 parts. So you've got the outer frame, and on the back there you have got the blind, so that's obviously going to fit from the inside, and then you do get the hydraulic dampers for it. I think like I said, we've got to make our frame on the roof slightly smaller, hence I have got some timber. And then what I'm going to do is run around as well with some white rock, just to give it a little bit of a shroud around there, just to cover the old aperture. Yeah, it should, if you were fitting these from brand new into a new roof, then obviously you just cut this out to the size, 500 by 600, and then just drop it into the hole there, so it would be straightforward. This, unfortunately for me, isn't. There's a slight recess here, which is where I'm going to have to seal, and I'm going to have to mass fill this with CT1. I think any criticisms, I think this could be a little bit more flusher. So what I'm trying to show you here is that there's a slight step there, and that's probably about 4mm. So this is where the roof is going to sit, so I'm going to have a 4mm cavity in there. I don't really know why there's that much of a cavity, I really don't. But we can get over it, I'm quite sure. So yeah, my first job is basically remove the old skylight, check out the location, the dimensions, and then maybe install the timber, the white rock shroud around it, so I've got to cut and shape that, and then I can drop this in. So it's forecast rain tomorrow, so we need to get this done today, which shouldn't be a problem. It's coming up on midday. We've got a slightly overcast, which is nice, because yesterday when we arrived here it was just red hot, so warm. I've got a little bit of a sweat on now, I'm not even started. But we're in this little private village car park. We're just outside Dusseldorf, and the noise, the traffic noise, is just coming from behind the tall wall there. So that's the Autobahn. This is where we are, and this is where we're stopping tonight as well. So it's time to push on and get this skylight fitted. Another thing with this Dometic skylight, what we found out is when you actually close the blind, you still get quite a lot of light passing through the edges. Now the Outbound blinds, they say that they are blackout blinds, so it'd be nice to see whether there's a difference in the blinds. But first thing, like I said, we'll get this off. This just pulls off. Give it a quick tug, and there we have it. So this is clamped in, so I've got to take these screws out, cut the old mastic around from the outside, and hopefully this should pull out. That's it. Right, that's out. So obviously got to clean this up, and then yeah, start looking at putting the new one back in. Maybe time for a cup of tea. So, sanded and cleaned. I'm just now going to bring up the new skylight. The width of it is alright. I just want to make sure that we're missing the solar panels here for it to actually hinge up. So I'll just sit it in place. The distance pieces, it's at either side. So this is 500, I think I said. Yeah, this is 5 by 7, and the new one's 5 by 6. So I've got to make up, you know, 50 mil at either end. Hence why I've got the white sheet to actually glue over the top. So that's going to be like a new roof, and then the new skylight is going to fit within that. If that makes sense. So yeah, as you can see, as I expected, the skylight needs to move towards the rear of the vehicle, and this is why I bought the white sheet, so we can actually relocate the skylight in this area. I've probably got about 150 mil on the inside where we can actually move closer towards the cupboards, but yeah, I think I'm going to have to go about 75 mil looking at this distance here. So we need to move this to round about here somewhere, say about 75, maybe 80 mil. I said it weren't going to be easy, and it just started spitting. So forecast rain for tomorrow, so I need to put the camera down and crack on with this. Catch you later. So we've got the new shroud in place. This will act like a little bit of a skirt. As you can see, we've got to cut this part down here, got to cut that roof, and I've got to reinforce around the front edge and down the sides there. So yeah, at least I can stick this down, and then that will make a new opening for the new skylight. So we've just actually had it in place. Helen on the inside, and we've got about 15mm in between the blind and the cupboards at the back, and that will leave about 10 or 15mm in between the outside and the solar panels, which is just enough really. So it's a tight fit, a little bit tighter than what I would expect or what I was hoping for, but nevertheless it is going to fit. So just going to cut the roof now, stick the new shroud around, stick that down, and I can probably glue the new window in, and then probably a little bit of making up on the inside for strength, and then that's it till tomorrow. So yeah, so things are good, just about. Right, I've scored the back of this. I've also put some little holes in there to put some stainless steel screws in there, and this is now ready for bedding on. So I'm just going to give it a wipe over and get it glued. So yeah, that's the shroud in place, and I've stuck that down with CT1. The next thing now is to rough the area up again where the new skylight's going to sit and be glued in place. I've just had to put the camera down for a little while because it started spitting, even though it's stopped now. But yeah, this is what we're looking at now. I've just got to clean the silicone up a little bit, the CT1, and but you can see what a nice profile this is. Much lower than the old one. The old one must have been stuck up about this high, and this is actually lower than the solar panels. So that's really good. It must have something like a 50mm step up from your roof, the maximum height. So that's really good. So that's just actually resting in there. I've come around with copious amounts of CT1, which is, if there were any criticism I'd make about Outbound roof windows, is that little recess on the inside. I don't know why they just don't make it flat. Maybe they've got the reason, I don't know, but that's glued in now. I just need to go on the inside and do the patching up on the inside, but this needs to glue first, which is, because I've used copious amounts of CT1, it's going to take probably 48 hours to fully cure, which is one of the criticisms I'm trying to make. But as you can see now, it looks really, really nice, so I'm happy with that. So like I said, I've just got to clean it up a little bit and then get down on the inside. as you can see, there's some making up on the inside to do, but like I say, I really need this to cure first. So yeah, I'm going to put some timber in here. I even got some expanding foam on board, so I may even put some foam in there as well. But in a nutshell, we've got same again here. We've got the white shroud to go around, and then the blind is going to fit in there. So that could be it for today. It's gone better than what I thought, and the weather is keeping fine for now. Yeah, looking good. Well, good morning. It rained last night, and thankfully we had no leaks around the skylight. I've just started this morning with cutting in the blinds, so the blinds actually sit into the ceiling, if you like, by around about 25mm, maybe 30mm. So I'm on with that. I didn't run any timber around here last night or anything because yeah, I thought I'll do this first, and like I say, it was still setting yesterday. In fact, I don't know whether it's 100% yet anyway. Like I say, the amount of CT1 I put on there, I would say 48 hours for it to cure fully. So yes, this morning I set off, we trimming some of our boarding off the ceiling, going around this with a multi-tool, and then I'm going to have to dig this out a little bit on this side here, and then we should be able to fit the blind, and then that should only leave these gaps down the side here, which, like I say, I've got some of the white sheet material, which we may just put like an infill piece in there. So yeah, still a little bit undecided on what we're going to infill this with, whether it's going to be a little bit of timber or whether it's going to be expanding foam, and then, you know, the white sheet material just acting like a little bit of an architrave. Yeah. Right, okay, we've sort of like cut out the recess for the blind, which at this stage I'm sort of like thinking, why? The blind is literally, I'd say, about 45-50mm in depth. That would have been quite flush even if it went up to the face of the ceiling here. So why we're recessing it, I really don't know. And I know when you order these blinds, these skylights, you give them the depth of your ceiling, which I think I put about 56mm, because I know I'm going to have to put the shroud on. We've got this timber on just here, so yeah, about 56mm. Why am I recessing it? I really don't know. But yeah, this is cut, it's ready to go in now. Like I said, there's this little bit of a cavity here to make up, which yeah, don't know if to use timber on that or what. I think that's going to be the easiest, I think. Okay, we've got a solution. Back to the timber. So this little bit of a gap here with no insulation in. So you can see we've got insulation here, but we haven't got anything here. The gap what's left in between the blind and the white shroud is 28mm. So I've got this timber here is just over about 21mm. So I've cut this to shape now, and I'm going to fit this and glue this timber in there, so that acts as a little bit of a strengthening piece. And then on top of that, I have got some of this foam tape. So what I'm going to do is I may try to go around with a little bit of expanding foam around the edges just to stop any cold spots, and then go around with this foam tape just to close off any cavities, and then we're ready to fit the blind. So I'm happy with that. So we just need to get this timber glued into place. Thankfully, I had about 5 tubes of CT1 left over from doing the windows, so okay. So yeah, I've just got a little gap just here in between the frame and the timber I've just put in, and I'm going to go around that with expanding foam, and that should cure any cold spots. And the blind is ready to go in, so yeah. Yeah. Oh, that cordless drill will do it, the pink one. Looking good. Right, okay. That's all screwed in. It's warm now. You can see just a little bit of a silicone joint across here. I'm gonna have to make up obviously this gap, maybe a little bit more foam in there. But yeah, just make sure the blinds work actually. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to take the cover off now and just open up the window, maybe put the struts on as well. Get some fresh air in here, eh? Right, okay, I've cut 2 bits of, I'm going to call them architraves, to go down either side. I think we're going to fill it, that gap. There's probably about a 20 by 20 millimeter gap. We're going to expanding foam that, and then glue around this, stick these up into place. Probably put some masking tape over this, and then you'll probably get to see it tomorrow once it's all cleaned and all the protections off and everything. So catch you tomorrow. That's the next video. Back to this window, and as you can see, I siliconed all the way around it now. You can see these architrave pieces, which has worked really well down either side. The blinds are blackout blinds, so really happy with those. We also got the midge net as well, And I've got to say, I am happy with the window. It is well made, it's heavy, and yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. Coming from the old plastic Dometic window, it's definitely a breath of fresh air. These dampers actually just hold the window in position, so you can actually have it set at any desired opening, like so. And I've got a feeling, even if that's if the window was half open like so and it was very windy, I don't think these would blow open. So I mean, that's really nice. On the outside then, yeah, that's the shroud what we put around the outside. And yeah, I'm gonna say I am happy with it. So please, if there's any comments, comment down below. And I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of DIY fun. But anyway, till next time, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next adventure.